Hello, hello, welcome, welcome. Hello, hello. Okay, I'm glad you guys found me. Can everybody hear me? Can everybody see what I'm seeing? This is my first ever Periscope video, and I'm doing it without a tripod. So I was kind of desperate to just get started and start flipping through my Bible and just really share some of the pages that I've done and maybe give you guys some ideas or encouragement. I'm going to wait a couple minutes to see if anyone else wants to join us. Where is everybody from? What are you guys up to tonight? I am, like I said, live from Las Vegas. I am at the Bellagio Hotel. This is our first time in Las Vegas. Originally, I am from the country in northern Illinois, so this is a big jump for a little country mouse to be visiting the big city. Welcome, welcome you guys. So glad you're here. I'm so excited. So glad you guys could join me tonight. Great. Hi, Andrea from New York. Hello, hello, everybody. I'm so glad you're here. Just gonna wait a couple more minutes. Lauren from Texas, so glad you're here. Hello, welcome. Hello, hello, welcome. So glad you're here. Glad you found me. I started with the most recent page that I've posted on Facebook in the Journaling Bible community. Hello, Henriette. Hello. And also on Instagram so that you would know, hello from Brazil. Yay, how exciting. So that you would know that you're in the right place. So I'll start with this page, and I really love, I think it's Shannon Noel from Illustrated Faith, what she has to say about what her most favorite page is. And I just find it so encouraging that she had said that her favorite page is the one that she had most recently completed, because that is what God is speaking to her heart right now. And it's so true that the most recent page is really my favorite too, because that's what God was talking to me about. And this could not have come at a better time. I just really love this verse and this passage from Isaiah talking about how God's thoughts and his ways are higher than mine. And I have been telling myself that, hello, welcome, welcome, over the last several days. So this was done pretty much completely with Prismacolor pencils. And my black pen is a Staedtler pigment liner, and that's really about it. There's really no fancy techniques here, but really what I want to show you guys, and please bear with me because I'm not using a tripod, so I'm going to try and stay as steady as I can, but this was my very first Bible journaling entry, so I just wanted you to kind of see this is where I came from compared to where I am now. And this is just in the book of Psalms. I took a simple stamp, and that's really all it is. And I just wrote in my own handwriting what Psalm 1 meant to me. You can see that I kind of highlighted some verses there, but this is so simple. If you're a beginner, you don't need to be intimidated by all the intricate pages that you might see on Facebook or on Instagram. It doesn't have to be complicated. Really, this is just our form of worship. And it can be something this simple where you're just highlighting a couple verses. You're really just talking to the Lord about what this means to you. And so I just want you to be encouraged that it's okay if you're starting someplace simple, and that with some practice, if that's really what you want to put into it, that it can turn into something else. In the beginning, if you're just starting out, I did a lot of copying. So you'll see a lot of pages in here. Like this page is something that I had pinned on Pinterest, and literally I just kind of went from there. I copied this page. The Psalms is a great place to start. So if you're a beginner and you're looking for some place to start, Psalms or Proverbs, hello, welcome, is a great place to start because there's a lot of literal verses, a lot of imagery to be inspired by. This next page is kind of inspired by the style of Taz and Belly. I don't know if you guys follow Kristen Fields. She's Taz and Belly. Thank you for all the hearts on Instagram. And she also has a blog, tazandbelly.com. But I just love these flowers. Hello from Mexico. If you guys have any questions about techniques or products that I use, yeah, I love Kristen's style too. Please just let me know and I'll answer any questions you might have. This is actually mostly Prismacolors again. I do have the We Are Memory Keepers tab punch, which I love, and so I love a little bit of glitter and sparkle. So this is just made out of some glitter cardstock, and this is actually Illustrated Faith. Their stickers, I added this. I love this sticker. But this verse is from Psalm 33, for our heart is glad in him because we trust in his holy name. Let your steadfast love, O Lord, be upon us, even as we hope in you. Is this a special kind of Bible? This is an ESV journaling Bible, and it is a 2-column Bible. They do have single column, and I really was desperate for the single column. Thank you for all the hearts, but it was on back order. So this is a 2-column journaling Bible. It does have some light lines in the margins. I don't know if you can kind of see that, but really it doesn't bother me too much because I tend to just kind of color and draw right over that. There we go, back in focus again. I'm gonna flip the page here. Still in Psalms, guys. This is a watercolor background. It kind of is an ombre effect. I love the Artist Loft watercolors from Michaels. You can get them for $4.99 and use a 40% off coupon. Makes it even cheaper. Hello, welcome, welcome. And this is just handwriting, some calligraphy here, some glitter stickers here, and this is a stamp set. Thank you for all the hearts. And I just really love the watercolor background. The other advantage to using watercolors is that it helps prep the page, so you don't have to worry so much about bleed through. And up here, I had this little kind of quote sticker that I stuck onto cardstock, and then I just glued that in to use as a tab. This next page was, this is actually acrylic paint background, and this is talking about waiting on the Lord. This is Isaiah 40:31. A lot of you might be familiar with this verse. Hello, welcome. About waiting on the Lord. And basically, I just did a word study on what the word wait meant. These are stamps, alpha stamps. They're from Simon Says Stamp. And I love these stamps, you guys. It makes a great outline that is big enough that you can color in or paint in. And this paint that I'm using here are Twinkling H2Os. They're metallic watercolors. And they just give a really great effect. Thank you for the hearts. If you guys have any questions, let me know. And here I just journaled about what it meant to wait on the Lord. And this is actually, I believe, the word that is used here in the original text, kava, which means to wait. Then I just did some simple handwriting here along the bottom. And then on the opposite page, hello, welcome, welcome. These verses just really stuck with me about needing water and thirsting, and how the Lord will answer us. He'll open up the rivers. He'll make wilderness. I was just a dry land. He'll make springs of water. And I was just meditating on how he put, it says, the cedar, the acacia, the myrtle, and the olive tree all in the desert, and even the pine together, and how really surprising that is. You wouldn't expect those trees to be standing together, and how isn't he always good to do that to us, that he refreshes us, he refreshes our thirst in surprising ways. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, this is just a little doodle here, and on Pinterest, I do have a faith Bible journaling. Oh, one of your favorite verses, I know, isn't it amazing? I do have a faith Bible journaling board, and sometimes I'll save, like, I'll search for doodles or you know, embellishments, and I'll save those pins so that I can refer to them when I'm looking for something kind of special to add to my Bible. And again, here is a tab that I made using that We Are Memory Keepers tab punch, and I just adhered that with some washi tape. This verse, now we are in Jeremiah. Yes, that's right. And this verse is talking about, and do you seek great things for yourself? Seek them not. For behold, I am bringing disease upon all flesh, declares the Lord, but I will give you your life. And so basically, I started meditating on that and was just thinking about that. I want the Lord to be the greatest thing that I seek. This is just a really fun watercolor background. I did a bunch of like splattering here, if you can kind of see those splatters. I doodled in a bracket here. Thank you for the hearts. And again, this is the H2O Twinkling watercolors here. I used a Dymo labeler for the May and for the Amen. And again, these are the Simon Says stamp alphas. So I stamped those and I really just colored those in. And some of these are those twinkling H2Os. I'm going to try and see if you can kind of see how they're very metallic. These are awesome watercolors. And you can kind of see the metallic watercolors here on the U. And then these hearts I embossed. I'm going to try and see if you can see that. So that's like a really fun technique if you just want to add a little texture. How to make the hearts. So basically, this is a heart stamp that I embossed. So you need an embossing pad, and then I sprinkled on some pink embossing powder, and then you just use a heat tool to emboss that. Yeah, I know watercolors really are the best. So there's more metallic watercolors down here. This is all my own handwriting that I kind of sketched out and then traced around and colored in. Okay, I'm going to flip to the next page here. Okay, I started doing a bunch of pages based on the different names of the Lord. I'm really interested in all the different names that God gives himself. So this page was on Jehovah Shammah, which means he is there. This is at the end of Ezekiel, and the name of the city from that time on shall be the Lord is there. Oh, thank you for the hearts. And so this was just what I meditated on, that wherever I am and wherever I am going, he is absolutely there. He's already gone before me. This is handwriting. These are some great little stamps. Again, the Dymo labeler gives you some great texture there. And I just did a whole bunch of arrows because I really thought it fit with the theme of, hello everyone that's joining, the theme of that God is already there. He's absolutely already where we're going. And this is a watercolor background. Again, I'm really loving the watercolor background because it kind of preps the page for you, really helps to prevent bleed through. And again, here's more embossing. I'm not sure if you can see that, but that word absolutely, that's embossed. So I kind of was going through an embossing phase where I loved adding that. These are those same stamps that I've mentioned, the alphas from Simon Says Stamp. And I simply just filled those in with a silver marker. I love the Uniball pens, and I have a 3-pack that came with gold, white, and silver. So I love how that adds just a little bit of shininess, a little bit of something to the page there. Fast forward, this is in Mark, and this is talking about, you know, loving God and loving others, to love your neighbor as yourself. And I did watercolors here on the background. This is a digital image. The name of the pens are Uniball. I don't unfortunately have any supplies with me, so I don't recall if they're Uniball Signo, but I believe I got them on Amazon, and you can get a 3-pack. It comes with silver, gold, and white, and they're really great. I love basic kind of supplies like that where you can use them in a lot of different ways. And here again, this image is an image from website called Tiddly Inks, TIDDLYINKS.com. They have some great digital images there, and basically I printed that out onto some cardstock and colored it in to add to my Bible, and I just think she's really adorable. This is all hand lettering that I've done here and just simply colored in with some Prismacolor pencils. Now this page, this again is a copy of a page that I had seen and had saved, and it basically says Jesus, and I added it to the beginning page of John because I really felt like that was a good spot for it. Thank you so much. And basically this was inspired, you know, by something that I had seen online. So if you're just starting out, it's okay to copy. And that's what I did here. And these are just, this is just colored in with Prismacolors. And then again with my We Are Memory Keepers tab punch, I made a tab here that I attached with washi tape. And the thing I love about attaching these tabs with washi tape is you can see like this one is getting a little dog-eared, but if over time I need to replace them, then it's not going to damage my Bible. I can easily just take this tape off and stick a new tab in there. Okay, so this is a page that I thought was really fun, and basically this is all about the conversion of Saul. And when I'm working through a book, do you use tabs? It seems silly to have a tab on every page. I don't have a tab on every page, and I can kind of show you the edges here. There's only 2 along the bottom, and if I close my Bible, you can kind of see there, I maybe have 3 or 4, and I have a few at the top. So I don't do a tab on every page because it does get a little redundant. But if there's something that really stands out to me, or I kind of want to remember something specifically, then I will do a tab on that page. And so for this page, in different colored highlighters, I believe these are... have I shared all of these on the, some of these, yes, I have. Some of these are older pages that I haven't had a chance to share yet, but I'm also on Instagram at PS348girl, and so I am trying to kind of go back and add a bunch of the pages that haven't been added there. But here I highlighted with Crayola Twistables. I don't know if you guys use those, but that was one of the beginner products that I used when I first started Bible journaling, was the Crayola Twistables. And I just highlighted the verses that I really wanted to remember about Saul's conversion. And really, this is what stood out to me, that only Jesus can turn havoc to hope, evil to evangelism, spite to spirit, Saul to Paul. These are illustrated faith stickers, and I had just gotten these cardstock stickers when I did this page, and so I went kind of crazy. So I used one up here on my tab, Start Fresh. I used one here, Only Mighty Jesus, and then I used one down here for 180 extraordinary degrees. And colored pencils again here, colored pencils here. This is all hand lettering, kind of combining skinny straight letters with cursive letters is a great way to add interest to your page. I am working through the book of Romans with my life group. We are doing the John MacArthur Bible study on Romans, and so I have recently just started doing a bunch of pages in Romans. This page I did share on Instagram and also in the Facebook Bible journaling community, but this is a watercolor background. I sketched out the words "not ashamed" here at the bottom for being not ashamed of the gospel, and basically I just watercolored around them. Then I went back in and I added the black outlining and the black stitching, and again I'm using a Staedtler black pigment liner as my pen. So I kind of did this part first, the walk by faith with grace, that I'm not ashamed, and then as I continued reading through the chapters, thank you for all the hearts, I went back and I added this journaling, and I wanted to remember not to exchange God's truth for a lie, and how I tend to do that every day in so many small ways. So I made this tag, and it also serves as a tab here. It kind of sticks out the side of my Bible. Absolutely no exchanges. And this can also flip up. So I really don't like covering the words in my Bible. I try not to so that I can read it. This is my Bible. I take it with me everywhere to church. But now there's also a little extra space for journaling there if I come back and I want to add something there. And here is another 2 pages. This is more hand lettering in the book of Romans. This was based on a sermon. I tend to journal through most of my Sunday sermons. That's kind of my Sunday afternoon routine. This was talking about just living in the Spirit, what the Holy Spirit does for us, and just a combination of different lettering techniques. So I love combining, straight lettering with cursive, colored in lettering with straight lettering with cursive, and I love these brackets. I don't know if you can tell. I tend to draw them a lot. Thank you for all the hearts. And on the other side of this page, this is one that I did share on Instagram. Thank you so much, and in the Bible journaling community. And this is based on a song. I'm sure you might have heard it, but when you don't know what to say, just say Jesus. And I really wanted to add that to my Bible. And this is a watercolor background with some hand lettering, and you can still read the words there. And one great I don't use a book for inspiration, but I do plan on doing another Periscope about hand lettering and kind of where I started with that. I practice a lot, and I imitate a lot of different techniques that I've seen, and I've also taken a couple courses online that I found that have really helped me with that. But I drew an arrow. If you have a page where, let's say, you've already done something, so here is really where I wanted to include the when you don't know what to pray about the Spirit interceding for us. This page was already full, so I love this idea that I had picked up about drawing an arrow onto the page where you really wanted to add that. Here I added some more embossing again. I don't know if you can see that. Those arrows are embossed, and then I have a little embossed arrow up here. Oh, thank you. And again with the tab. And I wanted to put that there is power in the name, and I realized I was going to run out of room for the word power, and I'm like, you know what? I will just put that on the tab, and then that can be part of the words that go along the bottom of the page there. Here's another one that I've done recently, and you know what? This is like an oldie song that had kind of popped into my head about how sweet it is to be loved, and I was like, you know what? That would be something so fun to include in my Bible to kind of redeem those words. And here I highlighted, but God being rich in mercy because of the great love with which He loved us. So this talks about love. And here's my little heart stamp so that that verse sticks out again with the brackets. I know I'm realizing now as I'm going through Periscope how much I love those brackets, but there is a watercolor background here. And again, this is all hand lettering. I did save on Pinterest. Like I said, I use Pinterest a lot for my ideas. A pin about how to doodle different types of candy. I'm really not an artist, and so I do a lot of copying. Thank you for all the hearts. And so that's where I got the idea on how to draw these candies here. And again, here's another page that I've shared recently about faith. This is in James and talking about faith without works. And I know I shared this on Instagram. Again, this is a watercolor background. And I love the idea of including definitions, and I think I'm going to do that more in my Bible. I just really like kind of the way it looks, and I have found this quote online about kind of about what faith is, that it's a calm assurance that an all-powerful creator is carefully working out even the most seemingly insignificant details in my life. And I just copied that in here again, combining a whole bunch of different fonts. The letters are there. It's actually white watercolor, and it was really hard to get it to not be white enough. I just painted around, and I use the aqua brush. It's an aqua brush water brush, and it's really actually a fine brush, so you can do some great detail work there. And I did try and go back and kind of lift up some of the white paint so that the words weren't so obscured, but that was kind of the best I could do, or else it wouldn't have been as white as I wanted it to be. So I kind of had to settle for that, but I was okay with that. And again, here I have my tab down here. And if you do have the We Are Memory Keepers tab punch, you can actually fold over your paper at the end here so that it doesn't get punched all the way through, and then it's kind of like it's a double thickness there, so it makes it a little sturdier. So if you have that punch, that's a great little tip for you. And I just wanted to end with my entry page, which I have here, and some of you might have seen this. I believe I posted this on the Bible journaling community. And this is actually black watercolor. It comes out really dark, and I have always loved this quote. I think I had originally seen it on a t-shirt, and I just really wanted to include this in my Bible. This is painted with white acrylic paints, and these X's and O's are added with the metallic pens that I mentioned earlier, the Uniball metallic pens. Oh, thank you so much. And I kind of cut out this glittery strip here, and this is one of the Illustrated Faith stickers, Amazed by Grace. And so that is my entry page. I had so many other pages in my Bible, but I know it might take forever to go through them all. And does anybody have any questions before I finish? I know you guys said you'd be interested in hearing more about hand lettering and how I got started with that. And also I'd love to do a Periscope on covering up mistakes and what to do when you have mistakes, because I think that's something that we all kind of struggle with. So I just want to say thank you and have a great night, and I hope to see you all again soon.